Happy birthday to Vincent Van Gogh. It is also Bipolar Awareness Day. These things are not by chance, of course, as Vincent Van Gogh was believed to be afflicted with bipolar disorder. Afflicted. People who do not suffer with mental affliction don't tend to think about how the world looks through these people's eyes. But those who do suffer cannot escape. They cannot stop seeing the world through their various afflictions, which they never choose. And then, what's worse, they do not get the understanding and aid they need or deserve. Instead, do you know what they get? Stigma. Big old heaping spoonfuls of stigma. Like they aren't good enough to be seen as human beings. Like they are worthy of being blamed for so much wrong with society. Oh, well, so-and-so is just mentally ill. Instead of people near to them or far, looking at them as an entire human being, acknowledging that every day is an uphill battle in a world that wasn't created for lenses such as their own. This is why I fell in love with Van Gogh when I was 10 years old. I remember being struck by how different his artwork was from other artists I had been previously exposed to. It slowly dawned on me, while I learned more about him, why his paintings were so different from other artists. His way of viewing the world was so different. He painted the world through the lens of someone who was mentally ill. This is why Van Gogh is kind of a huge deal. He was extremely talented, but he also gave us glimpses into the mind of someone afflicted with a mental illness. And guess what? He showed us beauty. He showed us pain. He showed us his suffering. He showed us something no one else ever had before. Art through his fight with mental illness. He showed us how someone with bipolar disorder saw the world, and that is a valuable and splendid piece of insight. He gave us an incredible gift. And then he lost his fight. That's what happens in a world where people who suffer are not supported. Oftentimes they are so desperate to escape. Their own hands are the release from their torment. And anyone who has never experienced this kind of pain cannot fathom it. It is a daily fight. And every day that someone suffering from a mental illness makes it another day, they are victorious in that fight. And that victory, it's a lonely one. No one else can see the dragon they slay. And then they go to bed, and they wake up, and the battle starts all over. Until one day, they lose their battle, and we lose them. We need to do better. We need to choose to see the intrinsic value of those who suffer from mental illness, because they matter. What they offer the world is still valuable. Sometimes it is even priceless. Let the stigma end where the person begins.